Okay, it took a moment. Let me refresh and see, because I don't think it played. Yeah. Okay, it did not play the intro, so good thing I started. So let me mute this. Refresh. Matter of fact, just pause it. Just because. And I'm going to start that George Carlin video over again because it, for some reason, it delayed on me playing it. So let me, or going live. So let me start again for those that. But let me. Just let people know I am live. Alright, that. And over on the Talking Tonight YouTube or Facebook page, I'm going to let people know. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I do go live. Because like I said, normally I'm live streaming on Saturday, but because of this election night, I decided to go live. So I'm just doing this. Okay, so I make sure that people know that I'm live. They can pop in the chat. Now, tonight is a live call-in show. I haven't posted the number yet because I'm not going to take calls yet. Excuse me. So, let me play that George Carlin thing over again. And like I said, for anybody that knows me, I don't support, because you probably missed this, because for some reason it didn't start till late. So once I get done, I'm going to probably upload the whole thing after I edit some things and redo it. But as you can see in my shirt, I don't support Republicans. I don't support Democrats. I do, however, support freedom. If you can't see the whole shirt, I apologize. Try to move up a little bit so you can see it. But let's get into this George Carlin before we get into.
Now, there's one thing you might have noticed
results.
I don't complain about: politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck.
Well, it's not so much. I don't complain so much about the politicians as I do the people supposedly voting for them. And it's not an election, it's a selection process by the central banking cartel that chooses who they want in there, because they're all run by the same puppet master, which is the central banking cartel. They're the puppet masters. Trump, Biden, all they are is puppets. They ain't working for you. They're working for the corporation that they're part of, which is Washington, D.C., or District of Criminals.
Where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is,
like I said, they're not elected, they're selected.
Is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here, like the public.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are voting for the chains of their own enslavement. These slave masters. You think slavery ended back in Abraham Lincoln's time? No, it just changed to a different tune, which is we're slaves to the central bankers. We pay taxes. You wonder why I say we're slaves to the Federal Reserve, because we pay taxes. We're slaves to the IRS, Federal Reserve. All of it, we pay out money and we get shit back. Get a drink of water. This is going to be a long night. But, yeah, it's the public that is voting for the chains of their own enslavement.
Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Fuck hope. Fuck hope. Because if it's really just the fault of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of
not at the mall anymore, but because everything's bought online nowadays. But everybody's so entrenched with their phones. They're entrenched with their political puppet master, their party ideology and everything like that, that they can't see what's really going on. Let's play this. I'm going to share
sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. I don't vote. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't vote. 2 reasons.
And before he gets into his 2 reasons, I didn't vote either. I'm not voting for the chains of my enslavement. I'm not voting for these political parasites. And I'm not for Donald Trump. I'm not for Biden. I'm not for any of them. And you'll hear why in a little bit when I talk about them. But let's hear this.
2 reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years.
Yeah, like I said, it was bought and paid for a long time ago, but since at least 1913 when the Federal Reserve Act came online. And our dollar has gotten worse and worse and worse. They're devaluing it. And with this stimulus, I get it. Everybody's in that catch-22. They need it to survive. But all that's doing is passing that down the line to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, all down the line. And it's just going to keep cycling until there's nothing. Now, there's a great, check out the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset. I mean, they're pushing us towards a cashless society. I don't think I pulled up that on the Great Reset. But I do, I'm going to mention a channel on YouTube where he's done a lot to wake me up to a lot of stuff that I didn't know before, and hopefully you'll see it and be able to make up your own decision. Again, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I know a lot of people have already voted, so I know I'm not going to be able to change that. But hopefully I can wake you up to the tyranny that is going on in this land. And it's not just from Democrats, it's not just from Republicans, it's from both of them.
Doesn't mean a fucking thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that?
And like I said, I had somebody mention earlier, if I don't vote, I don't have no right to complain. Wrong. I have every right to complain. Because you're the dumbass that voted for the slave master to rule over me. And let me get into this. Let me give you an example. Say you're a Trump supporter and you vote for Trump and he wins. Well, you're asking for that ruler to rule over the other half that doesn't want that ruler. And vice versa. If you're a Biden supporter and he wins or gets selected, I should say, not wins, but either one gets selected, not win. But you're asking that ruler to rule over the other people that did not vote for Biden. Do you see the logic there? I mean, that's why I don't vote. That's why I didn't vote. Excuse me. So, let's finish out this George Carlin video.
And you elect dishonest, incompetent people, and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who, in fact, did not even leave the House on Election Day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year, you're going to have another one of those really swell.
Well, actually, I mean, this was when he was alive, but yeah, it's tonight.
Presidential elections that you like so much. You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is, when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you.
Okay, so that's that, George Carlin. And George Carlin was well ahead of his time on this stuff. He knew what he was talking about. And we have owners like I said, we have masters, we have rulers, we have owners. We do not have a say in government anymore. At least not since at least 1913. So let's play this George Carlin, and then we're going to get into some other things, the issues, the election results, and everything like that. Whoops, forgot to take the sound off.
Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But
and they're taking more. I mean, think about it. The $6.2 trillion that Donald J. Trump did in that stimulus bill. And again, like I said, I get it. People are in a bind. They need that. Even I need it. But who put us in this situation? Some of you I know will probably, they're for Biden, will probably say Trump did. Well, of course, he was part of he was president when it went into act, or he shut down the country and destroyed the economy. But all government are the problem. They're the ones that listen to not just the president, but governors, mayors, congressmen and women, senators, they all shut down. It's all part of the Great Reset. Like I said, I'm going to mention a channel that has talked about this stuff. And like I said, he's woken me up to a lot of things. Again, I'm going to do the call-in in a little bit because I'm going to be live for quite a while. Probably 3 hours, maybe 4. I don't know. At least 3. Because there's a lot to cover. So let's finish playing this video.
Tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security.
Yeah, they're coming for a lot of money. And what happens is with that stimulus check that we got, and I'm going to bring up the chat here for a second. Pop in the chat. Let's discuss this all together. I mean, I welcome everybody. Join the chat. Hold on. All right. So, like I said, they want all that money. It went to us so we could pay our landlords and stuff. A lot of us paid our landlords with that first stimulus check, where they sent that money back to the bank, and that bank sent that money back to the government. Our own tax dollars were used to give out that money. So we were getting chump change on what we've already paid in taxes. That's why, if I can find a way, the loophole, that I know there is a loophole, to stop paying taxes, I will stop paying taxes. Because it's money laundering is what it is. They're laundering our money to fill their pockets. Think I'm wrong? Prove me wrong. So let's play this some more.
Money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get...
Not just Wall Street, but the Federal Reserve, the IRS, the IMF, all of them.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to...
Yeah, and the media is a propaganda arm of the military-industrial complex. The Communist News Network or Faux News or always broadcasting shit. Stuff like that. They got an agenda to push. And they're pushing that very well. They pushed that agenda very well to make you believe a certain way. And we're going to get into what military operation was part of that propaganda. You know, we'll get into that in a little bit.
The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all.
And like I said, they don't care about you. They make it sound like they care about you. They make it sound like, well, let's use an example. Like I said, I'm not for Trump. I'm not for Biden. I'm not for any of them. But let's use Trump as an example. What did he say in the 2016 election before he was president? When I become president, Hillary's going to be in jail. Is she in jail? No. Actually, there's a video of him actually congratulating her and Bill Clinton. Because they're all in the same club and we ain't in it.
And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Yep, and like I said, it's you have to be asleep to believe all this shit. Now, of course, it looks like I was going to show News Now Fort Worth. They were live streaming large crowds outside the White House. Let's see if we can play it. Because they stopped live streaming. They were waiting for something to go down to live stream that. But as you can see, the large crowds out there, out in front of the White House, that you probably noticed about earlier from lamestream media, that they put up big unscalable fences around the White House to keep crowds like this out. Now, it looks like a lot of people are leaving, but when it comes to after all the results are in and everything like that, I think that things are going to get crazy around the country, not just the White House.
Cool.
And News Now Fort Worth. Okay, let me make sure that. Okay, sorry, I had a little issue with OBS disconnected. So, again, if this is from earlier, News Now Fort Worth was live streaming outside the White House. Of course, a stream from outside the White House. That lagging is not from them. They were just covering the live stream from outside the White House. But I talked to him, and he said he'll probably be back later because it was pretty boring, nothing happening. So I'll keep an eye on his channel, and we'll see if he comes back. So if you go over to News Now Fort Worth, make sure you subscribe to his channel, hit that notification bell, give it a like, and of course, tell him Talking the Night sent you. So there's his channel. There's a link in the description to his channel, or at least that video. But you can hit that video and it'll take you to his channel. So let's see. Where do I want to go now? Like I said, now I'm going to get into... actually, let's do this right now. Operation Mockingbird. When I was talking about the news media and the propaganda arm of the military-industrial complex, well, that's what this Operation Mockingbird is. If you haven't heard about it, you can find out about it here. Now, Operation Mockingbird is a declassified, large-scale... They said it stopped, basically, but it hasn't. Large-scale program of the United States... Charlie India Alpha. I don't want to mention their name because it might set off algorithms. They'll get my channel taken down, so I have to be careful on some of the things that I say. But that agency right there, that began in the early years of the Cold War and attempted to manipulate news media for propaganda purposes. It funded student and cultural organizations and magazines as front organizations. So that way they didn't trace it back to them. But of course, all that is declassified now. But again, I don't think it's ever stopped. I really don't think it's ever stopped. I think that it continues. Well, matter of fact, I don't think. I know that it continues to this day. I mean, Anderson Cooper over at CNN, he's even stated that he is a former Charlie India Alpha agent, former Charlie India Alpha agent. So, like I said, it's still going on to this today. According to author Deborah Davis, Operation Mockingbird recruited leading American journalists into a propaganda network and influenced front groups' operations. Charlie India Alpha supports front groups was exposed when 1967 Rampart magazine article reported that the National Student Association received funding from who else but them in 1975. So I'm not going to read all this. Again, a link is in the description where you can check it out yourself. But they are the propaganda arm of the military-industrial complex. They want us to believe their lies so they can fool us and dupe us into asking and begging for the chains of our own enslavement. So, let's, now I'm going to play a couple of videos. One, this channel is, not this, my channel, but the video for this next channel that I play. I looked at some of their videos. I think they're all against Trump, but I'm also going to play a video that goes against Biden too, because I can't play favorites, because I'm not going to play favorites. They all suck in my book. So let's play this video.
Hello, I'm from the US government. Does something feel wrong in the world but you can't put your finger on it? Are you yearning to...
This is from Juice Media, but again, like I said, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to think or anything like that. You make up your own mind. I'm just putting out the information. And if you hear me cutting into videos and stopping them, it's because I don't want a copyright strike, so I have to stop it every once in a while.
Fight injustice and be part of something bigger. Do you do your own research? If so, you've been chosen to participate in our new PSYOP. QAnon.
And that's what it is, a PSYOP. That organization that they talked about, this letter, it's all a PSYOP. They want you to think that, and there is truth in this, they want you to think that they're out there to help the American public. They want you to think that Trump is out there to help you. But he's not. Neither is Biden. I mean, look at how many times Trump has mentioned Big Pharma. I know there's a lot of you that support Trump but won't take the vaccine. Well, guess who initiated Operation Warp Speed to bring the vax online? Who else? Donald Trump, pushed by this
PSYOPs are usually carried out by our intelligence agencies in countries we've invaded or whose governments we've overthrown, in order to convince the local population that we're there to help them. QAnon is just like that, except the target isn't a foreign population. It's you. And the government we're planning to overthrow is... follow the white rabbit.
They're not going to overthrow any government. They're overthrowing us. They want us in that enslavement mentality where we are the ones that are enslaved. Just looking at something real quick. So, let's play more.
Part of this PSYOP is Q, a government insider who will give you advance warning about major events, like the arrest of Hillary and deep state leaders.
And let me back that up a second here. Notice this. This is an actual article. This is actual publication. Hillary Clinton will be arrested at 7:45 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, on the morning of October 30th, 2017. Like I said, have you seen her in jail? No. Because it was all a part of the PSYOP to get him elected and keep him in power. Like I said, it would have happened with Biden. It would have happened with Hillary Clinton. Whoever. They're all bought and paid for by the central banking cartel.
And deep state leaders, which never happened. And the end of the Democratic Party in 2018, who actually went on to win the House that year. And if years of fake predictions start to get you down, don't worry. Trust the plan. The best part of this PSYOP is you'll believe you're in a PSYOP, except that's not the PSYOP you're actually in, but the PSYOP where we let you think you're in a PSYOP.
Yeah, like I said, they confuse people to believe their lies. And a lot of you people are believing the lies and gladly running over the cliff like lemons to your demise because that's where they're leading you to. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. I don't care. Because the stuff that I'm putting out or the stuff I'm talking about, it's already been mentioned. By their own words, by their own admission. So they're the ones telling you what's going on, and they'll sprinkle in a little bit of truth in there, in that lie, just to keep you confused.
Psyopception. All we have to do is tell Il Duce to say tip top next to a white rabbit. Q-proof. Joining QAnon is easy because at its core there are some truths. Like the media really does lie to you. There really are powerful predators out there, and there really is a global pedophile ring that ritually abuses kids. But
like I said, they sprinkle in that little bit of truth, but to just keep enough of you glued to your TV sets, to their PSYOP, that make you think that they're telling the truth all the time. They're not. Most of the time they're lying to you straight to your face. And election time is no different. They tell you lies to get in, even though they're not really elected. They're selected. So, again,
as you follow Q's droppings, you'll gradually LARP yourself deep into the rabbit's rectum, where you'll find others who yearn to fight injustice just like you. The 5G crew, the Plandemic crowd, the FEMA camps, and chemtrail folks too.
Like I said, they're trying to even LARP people like myself and Brian from High Impact Flicks, which we're going to talk about his channel in a moment. I believe News Now Fort Worth also. Trying to put us all in the same group to make think that we're the crazy ones. But actually, the crazy ones are the ones running the show. Because they're the ones leading you to believe this stuff.
LARP together into a single LARP we can control. Where we LARP one, we LARP all. In exchange for all this entertainment and newfound sense of purpose, all we ask for in return is your help. No know, you fucking idiots, not to arrest Hillary. You see, we have no intention of ceding power at this election. So if it looks like we're winning on election night, we'll declare victory, even though millions of votes are still being counted.
And of course, that was from Donald Trump's own mouth. It says, we're counting on the federal court system to make it so we can have an evening where we know who wins. Which, we don't win. The American public don't win. The people who win are the puppets and the puppet masters. Those are the ones, and the rich banking elite, the people that put all that lobbyist money into the politicians' pockets and everything like that. Those are the ones that really run the country. Those are the ones who win, while every one of us loses. I mean, last few elections, I think it was, last 3 elections, I voted for myself. Because I was tired of the bullshit. I waited till I was old enough and I wrote my own damn name in. Because I wanted to change things. But now that I know, and of course, nobody voted for me. I mean, you think somebody like me, even if I got the votes, would get in there? No. Because I would not be part of their group. So, I mean, believe what you want. I'm not telling you what to believe, but I'm trying to wake you up to what's really going on. Don't call me Alex Jones, because I hate Alex Jones too. I mean, I used to listen to his stuff, and don't say I sound like Alex, because I got a raspy voice. It's just because I'm a smoker and trying to drink some water to get rid of that. But yeah. No, I know what's really going on. And to say I know everything, I don't. I wouldn't say that. I don't know everything. I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. Pop in the chat. Let's discuss this. Again, I'm going to open up the phone lines in a little bit. Probably in the next 20 minutes, I'll open up the phone lines where you can call in and everything. I'm going to leave the link for this video is in the description. I'll leave the rest of it. But I want to play the other one that goes against Biden. So you don't think I'm just playing favorites with one or the other.
And he is. But you don't have to take my word for it.
And this is from Trump campaign thing. I think this was in Michigan or something like that.
Because this happens to be a state that I love, I spent a fortune on building these screens. Like, you got 2 of
Let's
them.
see.
Wow. Usually I bring 1. It's a lot.
Let's go.
Joe Biden!
Have you taken a cognitive?
No, I haven't taken the test.
I mean, he pushes the mask. Biden pushes the mask. He pushes, and again, I'm going against Biden, but also against Trump, and I'll get to that in a moment. But he's saying, no, of course not, I'm not going to take the test. I haven't taken the test. You think he's going to take the test? But that's another show for another day. But he wears the mask on camera, but when he's out in public, but when he thinks he's not on camera, he takes it off. Same with Trump. I mean, Trump has said, wear the mask, or he pushes the mask also. So, like I said, they all work for the same team.
Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Or are you a junkie?
And say, do you really want somebody like that? Do you really want Trump that would push the vaccine on you, even though you think, oh, he'll never do that? Think again, he started Operation Warp Speed. So think again.
Hey, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, Val, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Now, you remember that? I mean, he's telling people what color they are. I mean, I'm not racist or anything. I got friends of all colors. I got a Hispanic brother-in-law. I mean, I got Hispanic and black family members. So I'm not racist or anything. But obviously, you're going to believe what they tell you, unfortunately. That's why I stopped watching all kinds of news media, because all they're doing is lying. And I stopped believing the bullshit coming out of politicians since 2008.
There is not a single solitary reason in the world why, as I said, we shouldn't be in a position that everybody, and that's my wife Jill. Hey Jilly, I'm Jill's husband actually. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things have changed. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
I mean, and if Biden gets selected to be in there, I mean, you think he's going to be the one actually running the show? No. I mean, shoot, Kamala will probably be doing more of that portion, but it's just a thing to make you believe that they have control when they don't. They just follow the orders of their puppet masters, the central banking cartel, the Federal Reserve, the IMF. So, again, like I said, Brian from High Impact TV, I said High Impact Vlogs earlier, I meant High Impact TV. His High Impact Vlog channel is gone. But again, we're going to play a video from there too.
All men and women created by you know the thing. Because if you could take care, you were a quartermaster, you can sure and hell take care of running a department store thing, where in the second floor of the ladies department. You know what I mean? Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Sick and tired of smart guys. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the rest of this video because I cannot seriously take either of these candidates serious anywhere on anything. Let's check in on, let's see, because I got ABC and Faux News. I don't think the CNN had a live stream, so I didn't pull it up yet. But I mean, I can always pull it up and see if they got a live stream going. So let's check out the result, or what's coming in already. It looks like Arizona, Nevada, Texas, all these states in yellow are still up in the air, or the ballots are still coming in. So far, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia for Trump. We already knew New York was going to go for Biden, supposedly. Let's see, we got Maine, Illinois, Virginia swapped to probably because of Governor Blackface Ralph Northam. Colorado is blue. I I'm sure California, Oregon, and Washington are going to be blue. So let's actually pull up that. Let me get to it here. Let me, where is it? All right, I'm going to bring up my map, and I'm going to color in those states that have already been colored in on the other map. So we got, what we got? Red here, here. Oops. I guess that's not going to work. That way. We got there, red there. Missouri. There, there, there. Let's see. Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, and West Virginia. Alright, so that's all red. And I'm only going to color in red and blue. I'm not going to do... oops, didn't want that. So, we got Colorado, Illinois, we already knew that. New York, Maine, Massachusetts. Let's see, what else? Looks like all those Virginia little states up there. And let's see, we haven't gotten anything from there. Of course, Maryland. And was New Jersey in there? I think it was. Yeah, New Jersey. So a lot of the East Coast has gone blue, even though, like I said, I don't put much stock into this. And right now they got 129 to 100. There's no commentary or anything on faux news. So let's go over here to check ABC and see what they got. Oops.
Build a lead on the early vote, especially in a state like Texas. But Republicans showed up early as well, and they voted there in Texas. Look, a lot of red counties. Texas has been Republican for a very long time. Jimmy Carter was the last Democrat to win this state. Some things that are good for Democrats are around the Dallas County suburb areas, and we'll show you why. So Fort Worth, which is
Dallas,
usually a Republican stronghold. We clear this out here. Tarrant County, 49%. It's neck and neck. President Trump won this by almost 10 points 4 years ago. We go a little bit higher here to Denton County. It's the same story. President Trump underperforming there. But here's something that's interesting. In Houston, Harris County, the biggest county so far, it's essentially the same race as it was 4 years ago. Harris County, Houston, is an area where the Democrats have to run up the score even more if they have any chance of winning in Texas, because you go to one of these red counties, George, look at that, in East Texas, it's 3-1, and it's like that all across East Texas.
Matt Dowd is in Texas.
Like I said, and this is from ABC News, and like I said, they're going to push their own agenda and everything like that. I get that. Like I said, it's the propaganda arm of the military industrial complex. But I'm going to look and see something here real quick. And again, like I said, we're going to, at the top of the hour, I'm going to probably take a quick break. Not going to end the live stream, just going to take a quick break to do something real quick. And then I'll be back to open up the phone lines, and I want to hear what your opinions are on the election, on the candidates, on everything. And we're going to talk about issues that are in the election. But let's go over to High Impact TV. Like I said, go over there. If you go over there, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell over there for Brian. Again, he's the one that woke me up to a lot of stuff. talking about the riots, election day deception. I mean, oh, that's what I wanted. And I'm going to play this video from High Impact, Brian over at High Impact TV. Because have you all seen the trailer for Songbird yet? If not, well, a little bit of predictive programming.
Parking lot in San Antonio. More than 10,000 families waiting their turn at a local food bank. Similar scenes are taking place in cities across the country. In Pittsburgh, the line of motor...
Let's get past all that.
I can't even think of anything. I can't think of a better way to instill psychological programming and propaganda into the minds of the masses other than make a movie to show people exactly what we're going to do to them in the future. And that's this Songbird official trailer. They say it's...
And like I said, I mean, think about it. Look at Event 201. I mean, look at the little clips that they played before even COVID came out. I mean, go search out that event. I don't want to say it too many times because I don't want my channel taken down. But go look at that, and why am my life? Yeah, I'm good. I wanted to make sure I was good on the channel, but again, like I said, look at that event and the video that they put out as part of that so-called training exercise, more like a plan demic. But and then watch this trailer and you'll see.
Coming soon. It's already got 1.5 million views, and it was just launched a couple days ago.
Garcia?
Good morning, sunshine. I miss you. I could kiss you right now.
Someday.
Curfew is now in effect. All unauthorized citizens must stay indoors.
Curfew is now in effect.
What does that sound like? He's going to say the same thing. I don't mean to parrot him, but what does that sound like? Sounds like what's going on now.
Authorized citizens must now stay indoors. What is that? That's lockdown. That's what we're dealing with right now. That's what Germany and France and Italy are dealing with right now. They're going to bring wave 2 around to us. But wait, it's just to keep us safe, so you have nothing to say about it. And if you go outside your house, then you are a criminal, that you don't want to keep anybody safe, and you want to put public health.
Yeah, and a lot of people mention that stuff. I mean, like, if I go out without a mask, I mean, I haven't run into it yet, but I mean, if I was going to Dallas, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would be saying, "What are you doing walking around without a mask? Don't you care about it?" I mean, I've had it said to me online, you think I give a shit? I don't. Because it's... I mean, do you really say, I told you that you couldn't do something? Would you listen to me, or would you say, well, screw you? No, you'd probably say, screw you. So why are you listening to so-called experts? And like I said, visit High Impact, Brian over at High Impact TV. I mean, you can find all kinds of stuff. He talks about the PCR test, polymerase chain reaction test, that the swab, that it's the creator of it says basically it's not meant to find the virus or so-called virus. I mean, he's brought up information from the CDC contradicting what they're telling you on lamestream media, but they buried their stuff deep in their own documents so that way you don't look that deep. And Brian, like I said, he pulled this stuff up, and rather than me believe everything, because I don't believe everything that he says, I do my own research. I question everything. I look at it myself. I look to see, is this true, what he's saying, everything like that. But a lot of people are not doing that. They're not looking at what is put out there that contradicts what they're telling you. Let's play more of this video.
In jeopardy. This is predictive programming to the nines.
Tensions rise as we enter the 213th week of lockdown.
A grim new reality.
213th week of lockdown.
Emerges.
COVID-23 has mutated.
COVID-23.
COVID-23. Listen, they're going to make this sound really dangerous. And they have to. It's the movie version, because we know the real life version isn't really as dangerous as they say it is, right? The COVID-23 infections at record levels. They're going to talk about it eating your brain and really scaring people. Oh my God, oh my God.
Has mutated.
Look at this. Live BNN. Did you see this? That right there? Live BNN.
Basically a play on words of the Communist News Network.
The bullshit networking news network.
He has mutated.
Beginning thermal scan. Thermal scan normal.
A horrifying new development today.
Did you see that on that iPhone app? Thermal scan normal. It's going to go to the data.
And I want to see if I can pull it up, because I still saved it in my pictures and everything like that. And it was from an update from iPhone about the convids, or the C virus. He uses the word convid. I just paired it, but I use C virus. And I want to see if I can pull it up so y'all can see it. It was an update about that, and I'm trying to find it. Okay. Alright, so this here, and I'm stepping on my cord, so I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see if y'all can see that. Whoops. Guess not. I'm sorry. So I was gonna say, but it just blares out my screen, my because I got a green screen behind me, so it doesn't work. So I wish I could pull it up on my computer, but I'll read to you what it says. iOS 13.7 lets you opt in to the C virus exposure notification system without the need to download the app. You think that they're going to let you opt in? No, that it's automatically somewhere in there, and if I could find a way to get it out, I would. System availability depends on support from your local public health authorities. Let's see. What did that video say? Or talk about? Let's play that again.
CNN, the bullshit networking news network.
He has mutated.
Beginning thermal scan.
Thermal scan, but yet system availability depends on support from your local public health authority. For information, see virus apple.com contact tracing, which is just constitution trampling, not contract tracing. So if I can download that picture, I'll leave it in the comments or on my Talking the Night Facebook page. But yeah, like I said, watch the Songbird trailer. I'm not going to play more of Brian's video. But if you do go over to High Impact TV, tell Brian Talking the Night sent you. Like I said, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified. And I don't know why. I got everything. I got the map pulled up and I forgot to take it off. So we're all watching the map. So you got to hear it. But like I said, go over and check out Brian over at High Impact TV. Watch the Songbird trailer. I got so many things open, it's not funny, and I can't focus on everything. So I apologize. But the thermal scan.
Horrifying new development today.
Did you see that on that iPhone app? Thermal scan normal. It's going to go to the database.
The virus attacks the brain tissue.
The virus is attacking the brain tissue.
Whoa, I'm immune. I'm immune.
And what they want, what does Bill Gates want? He's already said it. I didn't pull up that video either, where Bill Gates says pretty soon everybody's going to have a certificate that says they're immune or had the VAXX. Try not to say certain words just so I don't get my channel taken down. But yeah, like I said, check it out for yourself. The trailer, the High Impact TV, Brian, like I said, go over there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you're here right now, like I said, join me in the chat and everything like that. I got the chat open. I will be paying attention to the chat quite often. And also make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell to get notified when I do go live. Now, like I said, this is a special night that I'm going to go live because I don't do live during the week. Now, when I get back to radio, it's going to be during the week, 5 days a week. But that's going to be a while until I get doing that again. So, but yeah, like I said, make sure you go over there, let Brian know that Talking the Night sent you. Let's get back over to the election coverage. And
it looks like John Carlin is going to be returned as a Republican senator from Texas. But in the final days of his campaign,
I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to let you all watch this.
He started to break a little bit, uncharacteristically, from President Trump.
Well, I think he saw the numbers in Texas and the changing nature. He's catching up to the changing nature of the state of Texas, which, as we've talked about earlier, has gone from a solid red state to now, I think, a slightly red state. I think in the end, Biden's going to get really close in this state as I look at the numbers, very close, closer than any presidential candidate in 40 some odd years. But I don't think he's going to have enough. It's those last 2 or 3 points that are really hard, but he'll get really close. The other thing I'm going to say is what's played out in Florida is not playing out in Texas. So I think I'd counsel everybody to not interpret one place as meaning it's going to affect another place. The Hispanic vote here went really well for Joe Biden, much better than Donald Trump did here last time among the Hispanic vote. So I just counsel everybody that one state, Florida, may be about Florida, but it may not necessarily be about others.
What are we seeing? Thank you, Matt, in the exit polls in Texas, David?
You know, similar to what Matt Dowd was saying, you know, some pretty decent exit polls for the president, though, who's looking at this, 55% approve. But to Matt's point on the Latino vote, which is significant, 59% went for Joe Biden, though I'll point out that Hillary Clinton had 61% 4 years ago. So Joe Biden still has some room to grow there if he's going to match her numbers.
Okay, coming up on 10 p.m. in the East, polls are going to close in 4 more states. We'll be right back.
I've been quested to bring this one back to its kind.
You know this is no place for a child.
Wherever I go, he goes.
The Mandalorian, new season now streaming only on Disney+.
Good Morning America tomorrow morning. Wake up to real-time answers, real-time results.
So they're at a commercial break, so we're gonna
after this historic.
Actually mute that. let's go to this channel and let's talk about some of the issues that are part of this, as they say, historic election every single year. Every single year they say this is the most important election of our lifetimes. Well, they say that every year. But let's look at some of the issues that are part of everything, like all this, religious freedom, gun buyback, which is actually against the Second Amendment, shall not be infringed. This hot topic, which was part of earlier this year. All this stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but let's get into the domestic issue. Gun control, which is gun confiscation, is just basically a violation of the Second Amendment. Insurrection Act, the C virus, school closures, which I don't think anything should be closed. When we talk about the C virus, I mean, think about it. You weren't told to you didn't wear one for every flu season. You didn't wear one for, TB that kills 1.5 million people and infects 10,000 people as far as 2018 stats are concerned. You know, nobody's dying of anything else, really. It's all the C virus. And even in their own documents, the CDC, I've shown this on other videos too, when I've talked about this, that they state that if you die of a clear alternate cause, they're still listing that as a C virus death. And the death, I mean, you got a 99.8% chance of surviving this thing. I mean, it's right there in line with a flu. And don't believe me? Do the research for yourself. Like I said, it's up to you what you want to believe. I'm just trying to wake you up to the bullshit. And there's mountain high piles of that BS. Armed teachers, term limits, net neutrality. I mean, they want to censor basically what people say. They want to censor people like myself. They want to censor Brian from High Impact TV. I mean, I don't want to censor the Communist News Network. I don't want to censor Faux News or any of them, even though I think they're wrong and lying to us. I don't want to censor them, because if I'm asking for censorship on them, then what's to say that they can't censor me? But yet they're censoring people, well, not so much me because I don't have a big channel yet, but they're censoring people like Brian over at High Impact TV and some other people. I mean, the NSA, that's surveillance on every American. They say it's not, but what do you think they're doing? They're just watching criminals? How do they know who's a criminal? I mean, yeah, they can say, okay, we know this person is a criminal, but until that person commits a crime, how do they know that they're surveilling everybody? Don't think they're gonna just do that. Let's see. No-fly list, gun control. Again, basically Constitution trampling against the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. Flag burning, I know that's a hot topic with a lot of veterans, but yes, and I don't care to see the flag burn, but it is a protected speech. As long as you're not burning somebody else's property. If you're burning your own property, why would you waste your own money to burn the flag? If you're burning somebody else, that makes you somebody else's flag. That makes you a criminal. Patriot Act. There's nothing patriot about that act. Whistleblower protection, yeah, like they protect Julian Assange or Edward Snowden. Yeah, no, they didn't protect any of them. Only the ones that they want to protect. Eminent domain, basically stealing property, Social Security, which nobody gets paid enough, even though it comes out of our text. That mentioned Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. The mask mandate, or the shame muzzle, I should say. Pre-existing conditions, drug prices. I mean, think about it. Like Brian from High Impact TV said, and he used the Prohibition as an example. The night before Prohibition took effect, up until 11:59, you were allowed to drink. As soon as that clock struck midnight, you were not allowed to drink. You became a criminal. So, I mean, think about the stuff that they do. I mean, they don't want people to have marijuana. I mean, it's not my thing to do, because marijuana's one of the issues on this website. But, I mean, if you want to destroy your life with, and I can see probably the medicinal, if I can ever pronounce it, sorry. No, I do not stutter like Joe Biden. I just have trouble sometimes pronouncing words. But as far as like harder drugs like cocaine or crack or something like that, if you want to ruin your own life with that, go right ahead. But drug companies are the ones making millions off of people legalize drugs, which kill a lot more people than the C virus or a lot of other drugs like this. But yet, they don't like competition, is what he's basically saying. Mental health is a big issue. And if you call in, I want to hear your thoughts on a lot of these issues. A lot of this has been in the news this year. The Whiskey Hotel Oscar organization. Again, Medicare drug prices. I mean, they want a racket on. They want control of. They're basically saying we're the only ones that can deal drugs, but you can't. Again, like I said, that's up to everybody whether they want to talk about that. But I'm gonna talk about all these. Go through all these, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want to hear your thoughts on the issues, what you think of the candidates, everything like that. You already know how I feel about that. Minimum wage, that's been a big thing for the past few years. Sick leave, equal pay, government spending, which the government spending way too much of our money. And we're all getting crumbs back with this. The stimulus, which, like I said, go back and watch a show that I talked about the stimulus and the C virus. Welfare, corporate tax, overtime pay, testing, drug testing, this company, which is the one that's actually running this country, or part of the reason who's running this country. China tariffs, domestic jobs, NAFTA, let's see, government pensions, which they get paid too much money after they're gone out of office. That's another big issue, or was a big issue. A lot of this has been a big issue for the past 4 years. Even longer, but I mean, like I said, I'm going to leave it to you guys to tell me what you think. All this stuff. There's a lot of stuff on this website, and this link for this is in the description down below. So, like I said, we're going to open up the phone lines here in a moment. I just want to talk about all this stuff. Mail-in ballots, which has been a big topic the past couple weeks. Voter fraud, which the biggest voter fraud is the U.S. government. Those are ones that pay off the politicians to the criminal politicians. I'm surprised that's there. Criminal politicians. Wow. Yeah, they're all criminals. Education, student loans, free college for all. I'm in a sense getting college, but free, but I'm not. Because the VA is paying for it. It's just coming out of the tax dollars of you and myself and everything else. So if they get free college for everybody, guess what? You're paying for college. You're not getting it for free. Nothing's for free. This thing, which it's always changing. It's nothing new. Alternative energy, offshore drilling, fracking, criminal issues, science issues, GMOs, national security, foreign policy. Like I said, there's a lot here. Transportation issues, election. So let's look back here. Let's see if we can refresh this, because I don't know if it is just frozen or if it stayed that way.
I want to do my...
No, that's an ad. So let's see if we can skip this ad. I don't know if it's still live. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, again, Faux News is not doing any commentary, at least not here. But they're going all over the Senate races and stuff like that. And these are races called So, I mean, they get these results for the state senators and governors well ahead of the presidential thing, because we're not going to know tonight. Although I think CNN, the Communist News Network, said that they were not going to mention anything until they were certain Biden won. I mean, it's called in Virginia that Biden won. Kentucky, President Trump. Like I said, they're not. These numbers could be very well fictitious, because they're not elected; they're selected. So let's go over to ABC and
percent of independents, according to the exit polls, are going with Joe Biden. And when you go down some of these numbers, the President Trump's job performance, 53% disapprove of his handling of the job as president. The opinion of Trump, 54% have an unfavorable view, so underwater, and more so than many of the states we've looked at so far. Look at Joe Biden, 50% favor.
All right, so we're going to go back over here, and we're going to look at this as I open up the phone lines where you can call in and let me know what you think about the issues. Let me know what you think about the candidates, everything else. So let me pull up that number. Let's see. There it is. All right, so the phone lines are open. We're going to leave it at no more than 5 minutes. Oh. In fact, that's a little... Let me change the color of the numbers, because obviously they're can't be seen. So let me change the color. Let's change it to a yellow. No, not yellow. Let's change it to green. That should be good. And why can't I see the number? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get the number here. Scrolling across the bottom, I somehow lost it when I changed color. If not, I'll give it out to where y'all can call in. But I want to have it scrolling across the bottom. Right. Where is it? I know it was here somewhere. Let's scroll. No. Shoot. Okay. So until I get this number thing figured out, the number to call in is 817-818-5234. So if you want to call in, let me know what you think about the candidates, the issues, the whole election in general, what I've talked about so far. I would love to know your thoughts on it. The number to call again, once again, is 817-818-5234. And the phone lines are open, so feel free to call in. Again, I'm trying to figure out why I'm not seeing the number. I might have to redo it again. Might have to delete that and redo it. So we'll do it that. We'll add another one and redo it. Again, the phone lines are now open. 817-818-5234. So you can call in and let me know what you think of the candidates, the election, everything like that. So let's change the color, select color. Let's go with the green, the dark green, be good. And okay, and let's see, filter, scroll, and that's good right there. Alright, so like I said, it should, you scroll on the number, you'll see it, yeah, you see it at the top here. That's the call-in number. Where you can call in. Don't got time to put this down at the bottom, but the number to call in again is 817-818-5234. So right now we're gonna, well, I'll wait to see if anybody's gonna call in. Like I said, we're watching Fox News and the balance of the House and the Senate. I mean, it looks like the Senate is going blue and the House is going red right now, but all that can be changed. Like I said, they're not, I mean, you might have more luck on voting one of them in than you do the president, because they're selected. But again, like I said, this is going here. Let's see what
switched over with Obama, and tonight Joe Biden has a very significant lead there. George, the story is this: he's going to have to run up the vote in the big cities. The rural counties are sticking with Donald Trump tonight.
Well, that seems to be the question. That the margins are good in the cities for Joe Biden, but are enough voters coming out for him?
We've seen significant turnout in the 3 Cs. I mean, not just early vote, but on election day. I mean, they were predicting at about 2 o'clock in Hamilton County, we were at 60% of our total registration number, which is a really, really, really big deal. And they were projecting to beat 70% of our total registration number, which doesn't happen all the time. I think the big thing is these urban centers, they're counted slower. That's where most of the votes are, and they'll come in later. And I think they will make the difference, particularly because he's overperforming Hillary Clinton by so much.
Like I said, I mean, think about it. Look at the crowds for Biden. Look at the crowds for Trump, but yet they're saying Biden's winning. Like I said, it's a selection process, not an election process. I want to go over the news now and see if he is live again, or if looks like the last one he did was large crowds outside of the White House. Matter of fact, I'll keep back checking on his, but let's go over here and type in crowd outside White House live, and Let's see if there's anybody live streaming it right now and see what's going on. I don't see anybody live streaming the crowds outside of the White House right now. Live stream. Yeah, I don't see anything right now that is live outside the White House. Let's see what's trending. We know what's trending right now, but and it's not even on the trending list. Let's see. There's my channel, election night coverage. And like I said, I don't see anything, and I'm pretty sure it will be on news media later on about the thing. Like I said, the call-in number, if you want to call in to the show, let me make sure that it's still streaming. Everything's good. But the number to call in is 817. I might change that number to, or change that color, hopefully without messing it up. But let's change that color. Let's give it maybe a lighter color, but not too light. Hopefully this doesn't mess with my background. Okay, there. That way you can see it better than that dark green. The call-in number, like I said, is scrolling up here at the top. Right up here, 817-818-5234. I would love to hear your thoughts on the election, the candidates, the issues out there, everything like that. So I would love to hear all that. Alright, so looks like it's on a commercial there. So let's go back over here. Oops. I forgot this one doesn't have any sound. But it looks like nothing has changed here. Let's see about refreshing and see. And let's see. Yeah, okay, so it's changed a little bit here. But as far as the map goes, not much has changed. Utah and South Carolina have gone to Trump, and I'm going to go over here to the map here and go red. Utah and South Carolina red. Oops, that didn't go blue or red, that went blue. Alright, let's check that again. Looks like up there has gone blue to Vermont. Like I said, there's still a lot of races still left to be determined. Okay, so let's take off the map right now because I don't need the map. But like I said, call into the show. I would love to hear your thoughts. Phone lines are open. The chat is open. If you don't feel like calling in, pop in the chat, say hi, let me know you're watching the stream, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the election, the issues. If you're watching this afterwards, after I'm done with the live stream, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, like I said, as always, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I go live. I don't really post too many videos here. As far as standalone videos, I do live streams. So I'm just getting some water so I don't lose my voice tonight. Now, like I said, we're going to be live until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. So another hour and 20 minutes. We're going to be watching a lot of things. The results as they come in. Coverage. Like here, I mean, I'm going to keep looking to see if there's anything. Let's see. There's nothing outside the White House right now. Let's see if there's any live protests going on. Is this live right now? Oh, no, that was 4 days ago. I don't see anything live right now for, even though this says live, it was streamed 6 days ago and that was 1 week ago. Let's see. Let's see what the Communist News Network is doing. Again, like I said, I don't want to censor anybody. That's Yahoo Finance. Believe it or not, CNN is, the Communist News Network is not live streaming this. Wow, that's a surprise. ABC, always broadcasting crap. Faux News. Bloomberg. NBC, I think, was the damage report. But yeah, CNN don't look like it's covering the election. Let's see. The Communist News Network is not doing any coverage. Because I think they said that they were... let me pause that because I don't want that playing. Really? Let's see. Yeah, nothing live right now. Nothing live streaming. I don't see anything live streaming right now from CNN, which is unusual. But they already mentioned that they were gonna pretty much. Oh, it looks like we another state went blue. I think that was the only one that changed. So I'm going to change it on the map here without showing the map again. But that was New Hampshire that went blue. So pretty much from Virginia up the East Coast has gone blue. Except for like Pennsylvania. And a lot of the Midwest and the Southeast have gone red. The Bluegrass State, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Louisiana, Arkansas. They've all gone red, as you can see on this map. So let's, actually, I want to see something here. Like I said, the phone lines are open if you want to call in and let me know what you think of the election, because I want to hear everybody's point of view. I don't want to censor anybody's point of view. I mean, I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, but I want to hear your point of view. So again, the number to call in is 817-818-5234. Now, I want to mention, if you're watching this after I'm done with the live stream, do not call in to the show because I won't answer it after I'm not live. And like I said, I want to hear everybody's thoughts on the election. Is everybody watching mainstream media? Damn. I think everybody... media. Alright, so I just wanted to post that on my personal page because I don't think they want to hear my opinion. Alright, so back to, like I said, the phone lines are open. If you're watching the show and just hiding out, pop in the chat, let me know you're watching, everything like that. Again, like I said, I don't trust any of the politicians as far as I can throw a 5-ton rock. Let's just put it that way. That means I don't trust them at all. So let's see what the always broadcasting crap news
in the impeachment trial. Let's go back now to state of Pennsylvania. David Muir, you had some exit polls from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This is just to pick up what John Carlin was saying, is that these blue wall states are going to take days possibly for us to find out who actually won in these states. The Secretary of State in Pennsylvania warned us in the last couple of days that it could take till the end of the week until we know Pennsylvania. But there are some numbers here that I would think the Biden campaign would be very happy with. When you take a look at suburban voters in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump with as small as they're, according to the exit polls, 2 points ahead of Biden. But when you remember that he was 8 points ahead in the final tally over Hillary Clinton, 2 points is an improvement for Joe Biden. And you can see where he got the improvement from. When you break it down, Donald Trump still has overwhelmingly done well with men in the suburbs. But look at this among women.
I meant to mute it. But what they're doing is even more so dividing us between Team Red and Team Blue, while we should be fighting our common enemy, which is the Federal Reserve, which is the IRS, which is the IMF for all around the world. I mean, the Federal Reserve is an enemy not only to America, but for everybody. These lockdowns are telling you how to live your life when they never did it before for other stuff. I mean, car accidents kill more people than this thing has. Yet we don't tell people to stop driving. I mean, think about it. Use your brain. Use common sense. Again, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe. I'm just trying to wake you up, to give you the smell and salt, if you will, to let you decide. Again, the number is up where you can call into the show. Again, the call-in number is scrolling across the top screen there. 817-818-5234 if you want to call into the show and let me know what you think on the issues, the politicians, everything like that. And let's see. And like I said, pop in the chat. Don't just view and be like, okay, I'm going to leave and everything like that. Let me know you're watching, so let's go back.
We have just one county that we have no data on right now in North Carolina. The race is very, very close. We're looking at a spread of about 40,000 votes. This is Granville County right here. This is a swing county. President Trump won it back for Republicans 4 years ago. There's about 15,000 votes for Republicans, 15 to 20,000 votes. That could affect the score. I mean, this is such a close race. This was a state that President Trump outright won 4 years ago, and yet right now it's a nail biter. A lot of the swing counties, President Trump has been able to hold on, especially in the southern part of the state on the border of South Carolina. But Charlotte, this is Mecklenburg County. This is where they wanted to hold the RNC, Republicans, hopefully to drive out some voters there later on in the year. That didn't happen because of COVID. Joe Biden's doing exactly what he has to do here. He's driving up the votes. So to win in North Carolina for Joe Biden, he's going to have to do that there and in Wake County as well. We're still waiting for some of the vote in there, but you can see Joe Biden is building on that Hillary Clinton lead in those counties. If he can keep doing that, there might still be enough vote out there, but President Trump right now on top with about 40,000 votes.
And like I said, all these numbers are BS, because it's not us that are electing these officials. They're being selected by the Federal Reserve, the IMF, the central banking cartel, the Morgans, the Rothschilds, the Carnegies, Rockefellers. I mean, they're the ones that are putting out that money to make sure that these people are put in place to further their agenda, to further their pocketbooks. So, it looks like I'm not getting anybody to call in. But I'm still going to be covering this live here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the call-in number. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to leave you to view everything going on right here. And I'll be right back because I'm going to take a quick break. I need it because I can't sit down and still for too long. Otherwise, I get sore. I mean, last Saturday I live streamed for 2.5 hours. I was so sore after I was done, I could not move. So we're going to leave it on this that doesn't have any sound, because again, I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't think they're going to give me a copyright strike for this. Or better yet, let's play this.
Record turnout in many states. So I'm optimistic. When there's record turnout, often that means Democrats win. And I'm hopeful that Joe still has several paths to 270 towards being our next president. I think his message all along that he and Kamala Harris can bring our country together, can move us out of this deadly pandemic and the mess that Donald Trump's bungled mishandling of the pandemic has gotten us into, has connected with voters and moved people to the polls. I've been checking in with local elected officials, colleagues in the Senate, labor leaders in several states, and I'm still optimistic about a number of key states that haven't come in yet.
But anyway, so I mean, let's talk about that a little bit more. You say he still has several paths. It looks like Donald Trump, we have not projected yet, but is on track in Florida towards a win. That was a must-win for him. Are we really heading back to the point where Joe Biden has to win all those three key blue wall states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, still holding out hope also in Arizona?
Arizona, I'm optimistic about, given what I'm hearing from a number of elected officials and local organizers there. And I think that means there's several different paths. It doesn't all come down to Pennsylvania. But I'll remind you, George, part of why Joe was a great candidate from the outset is he's someone who was born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, has always been close to the people of Pennsylvania, and I think has run a terrific race in Pennsylvania, as well as in Michigan and Wisconsin and Arizona. Those are states I'm optimistic about this evening.
Senator Coons, you still think we're going to hear from Vice President Biden tonight?
I'm hopeful, but not certain. You know, I think we need to remember that elections aren't called on election night. They may get projections from the news, but in the end, elections in the United States are decided by states and counties, and it's often days after election night when all the votes are counted. And given that we had 100 million cast early by mail and in person, we need to make sure every vote is counted before we ultimately reach a decision about this election.
And an important reminder, no question about that, Senator Coons. Thanks very much for your time tonight. I want to go back to Cecilia Vega at the White House. What more are you picking up now, Cecilia, about whether or not President Trump will speak?
Actually, we just asked an aide when the president will speak, and we were told that they didn't know. We are sort of relying on what Kellyanne Conway told you at the beginning of the evening, that he will, in fact, address the nation at some point. I got to say, I'd seen some photos from some photographer friends of mine here, colleagues in the White House who were in the room where the president's supporters are gathering in the East Room of the White House, and it looks very much like it is a room where he will speak. There is a podium. There are teleprompters up, so I would not be surprised if we hear from him at some night. And just in terms of a quick mood check, George, you know, they've got, again, these 2 war rooms here on the grounds of the White House where aides and campaign staffers are feverishly monitoring these returns coming in. We've been told that the president has been going between the residence and these rooms and touching base regularly with aides, so they're keeping him up to speed on that front. But the mood check here is they're feeling extremely confident by what they're seeing. Those North Carolina numbers they like very much, and that's giving them some more confidence in states like Arizona and Nevada as we watch those numbers rolling over the course of the evening.
Cecilia Vega, thanks very much. ABC News can now project the Democrats are going to retain the House of Representatives. And not a surprise here, Democrats went into the night with a healthy margin in the House, but we can now say the Democrats will keep that margin. Mary Bruce, that means likely that Nancy Pelosi, who I think had not spoken to President Trump in over a year, will return as Speaker.
That certainly does seem to be the case, George. We know that they have had this incredibly fraught relationship. There is still that fraught relationship continuing. I think specifically about the fight over COVID relief, which continues to be ongoing, even given the state of this pandemic. The two of them still, the two sides have not been able to come together and pass a COVID relief bill in these last recent weeks. It seems that certainly is not going to happen anytime soon. And yet Nancy Pelosi will continue. If Donald Trump continues to be president, Nancy Pelosi will continue to be his foe on Capitol Hill.
Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. One more look at the board here. 95 electoral votes for Donald Trump right now, 93 for Joe Biden. That is because we've just added the state of Kansas for President Trump as well. And Terry, as we look at that 95 to 93 at 1044 on the East Coast, 270 winners. As I said, it looks like we're doing a little bit of a replay right now of 2016 with all those big battleground states still out there. America about as divided as ever. Terry Moran?
Yes, I'm sorry, George, I was looking at something else. But it does look that way, and it looks like it comes as a surprise to Democrats who thought they had the wind in their sails. But it turns out, I think one of the reasons the polls have been so battered is that Donald Trump represents a realignment. The pollsters don't understand a post-Donald Trump America, it seems to me. He wasn't a Republican, he was a nationalist. And that is something that this country hasn't seen. Other countries have. We've seen nationalists seize the loyalty of people who are looking for a different economy, a different culture than the Western cultures are trending, and they keep returning populist nationalists to power. Donald Trump is that person. I think it does come as a surprise, certainly to pollsters and to many Democrats as well. There's a lot of things, however this race comes out, for Democrats to do when it comes to the white working class and the working class among many of the minorities as well.
Thank you, Terry. Another state has just gone to Joe Biden, Illinois, and it's 20 electoral votes, solid Democratic state, won by Hillary Clinton in 2016 by 17 points. Rahm Emanuel, your home state.
What's interesting, right there it is. I'm going to drop it the same way he's going to drop it on New Jersey. Here's what I would say when you look at the whole map. every state right now that we're seeing is performed to actually what was expected, except for Arizona. That's the only one that's outperformed, that is different than what happened in 2016.
Well, no, but that's an important distinction. You say to 2016, not necessarily to the wealth of polls we saw coming into this election.
No, that's what I was going to get to next. I appreciate the lead-in right there.
Congratulations.
We should really take this on the road. I think it's really going. But what's happened is what people. There's basically when the dust gets settled, you'll see Joe Biden is overperforming in certain areas and underperforming from a vote total. But when you look at the polling, what some of the expectations and people have right now, just on election night, is they saw things happening in North Carolina, Georgia, etc. Still could happen. But what's happening is really it's going to come down to 4 states: Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona.
And perhaps Arizona.
And maybe
Okay, so
I did some quick back of the envelope math, and it looks to me like Trump would have to get between 65 and 70% of what's outstanding to win Arizona. It's not impossible, but that's a really tall hurdle. And we've seen repeatedly in this campaign where the president is underperforming with seniors.
Or by
certainly,
their
COVID hit
decided.
Arizona very hard, and this could be an example of what we're seeing.
So I'm
where
gonna put the number
COVID
again
crisis
up there,
is actually having a disproportionate impact in Arizona compared to other states.
And if that's the case, then he's got to pick up Michigan or Wisconsin, in addition to holding Ohio and holding Pennsylvania. If he loses Arizona,
John, I'm going to go to you on this because this is where the Nebraska second congressional district comes into play. If Joe Biden wins Arizona, wins Michigan, and wins Wisconsin, but loses Pennsylvania,
you get to 269-269, and it's a tie. And the way the tie is broken is it's broken in the House of Representatives, but it's not the majority of the House of Representatives, which the Democrats control. Every state's congressional district gets a single vote, and the Republicans control more congressional districts. I mean, more state delegations.
I'm pretty sure they will be live again.
If Joe Biden wins that second congressional district in Nebraska, 270.
And by the way, we call it. I mean, it's got a nickname. It's called Obama. Because Obama won when they started splitting the Dell. So it is a district that I would say.
If you're watching this stream, make sure
you do not look at this person and ever think of the word patience. And I'm actually going to advocate it. It's going to be a long week. It's going to take a while. It's going to come down to 4 to 5 states, and that's what's going to happen.
Live every Saturday night, but I decided to
congressional
live
race
stream
going on
tonight's
in
event.
Carr Eastman and Don Bacon, and as you know, this is a rematch.
So y'all can see,
Progressives and Democrats came together to support Carr Eastman. So if it comes down to that, I think we might win it.
Okay, we got to keep it.
That's what it's all about. Alright, so it looks like they're going to commercial. So we're going to mute that and go back over here. In Louisiana, it looks like it's called. Nebraska, it's called. New York, we already knew that would most likely go blue. North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming by a huge margin, but again, like I said, I don't trust the numbers. Kansas, basically the Midwest and the Southeast, South Carolina, Utah went red. New Hampshire, like I said, let me pull up the map real quick so y'all can see that again. What's pretty much all the East Coast, all the way down to Virginia, has gone blue except for like Pennsylvania. It hasn't gone blue. North Carolina might go red. Georgia, I'm pretty sure, might go red. Like I said, there's a lot of toss-ups, but again, that's up for you to decide what you think of this election. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. Like I said, the number to call in, the show is scrolling up there. 817-818-5234. I got the phone lines open if you want to call into the show. Let me know what you think about the election results and everything like that. So, let's get back to this here. And let me open up the chat here just so I can see it. I mean, like I said, I've noticed people coming in and going and everything like that. Don't leave without saying hi. Let me know you're watching. And like I said, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Politics is not my niche topic that I like to talk about. If you know me, the paranormal is a lot of things that I like to talk about. But this is important to talk about as well. That it should, I mean, we should all be talking about this. But what we're talking about is what we're seeing here on lamestream media rather than the real issue, because this is not the issue. That's another, still ad playing. And again, everything that I talked about is in the description. I'm going to go back over here because there's something I wanted to talk about. And if I can find it in the issues facing everybody. And let's see. Trying to find where it is. I know it's here somewhere. I've already seen it. No. Not there. I know it's here somewhere. It's not that. Okay, I know it's here. Oh, here it is. And and this is a poll done by this site, which is I side with .com, and this is a poll on like the Federal Reserve. Should the Federal Reserve Bank be audited by Congress? You think they're going to really audit themselves? Because that's basically what they're doing. But a lot of people are saying, yes, they should be audited by Congress. Like 8% say, yes, we deserve to know who the bank gives money to. But you think they're going to allow people to see who the bank gives money to? Because it's giving money to a lot of these political parasites such as Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Yes, I would, but prefer to abolish it and return to the gold standard, which we should do. It should be more than 3%. But yet, only three people said that we should. Matter of fact, I might see if I can vote on this. I'm not going to do that, but let's go back here. But 3% say we should abolish it, which I agree with, and get back to the gold standard, because right now our dollar is worthless right now. 5% no. In order to stabilize our financial system, must remain independent of congressional oversight. They don't want you knowing who the money goes to. No, they are already audited by an independent agency. Who? Themselves? It's like the police auditing themselves. I mean, there's no bias there. Let's see. Yeah, there is. Let's see. How about another issue? this has been a big issue here. Let's see what this poll says. Again, like I said, okay, I just got no news notification. News Now is live, so after I talk about this, we're going to go over to their channel because I think there's live large crowds outside the White House. So I want to go over to his channel, promote his channel. But 71% say yes to this question. Should the federal government require people to wear face masks in public during the COVID's pandemic? 8% yes, but only indoors or crowded areas. 1% yes, except for certain medical conditions. No, 6% no, the government should recommend it but not require it. I don't think they should have any say into it. And 1% no, we should let the virus naturally run its course. If there is a such thing as a virus. But again, like I said, I got notification that they are live right now. So let's see. Let me refresh the screen and go to their channel. Again, if you go over to News Now Fort Worth, let them know that Talking the Night sent you. Turn this on. Now he's streaming from this channel right here. And of course, it's not his channel lagging because he's not out there streaming. Somebody else is. He's just covering this. I'm going to let him know. You're going to see this right here live on my stream. Shut up. No to your channel. Alright, so yeah, we're live right now. I just let it know that.
Thank you.
Like I said, go over to News Now Fort Worth. I'm sure right now this crowd outside of the White House, I mean, you can see some of the signs. F Joe, or is that F Jesus? Or something like that. I can't read the sign. But there's a lot of signs out there. Resist. But like I said, DC went blue, and they are. If I got a feeling that this crowd is going to turn nasty, no matter who gets selected, not elected, but whoever gets selected, this crowd could possibly turn ugly. Now, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen tonight, because we probably won't know the true numbers, as the mainstream media puts it, until probably a couple days from now. So, I mean, News Now Fort Worth said that, as you can see, shit already going down. I don't see anything going down right now, but again, you never know.
Hey, thanks for that. Thanks, talking tonight.
Not a problem.
Slowly trying to find what this channel is going to be doing.
Wow. Before anything really goes down.
The main thing is overcoming OBS is a bitch.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go over to News Now Fort Worth. Subscribe to his channel. He's got a lot of great videos. As a matter of fact, I'm going to click off of this for right this second and show you some of the videos that he's got posted. Voting Explained. Lots of he does a lot of First Amendment audit stuff and covers a lot of that. And all this kind of stuff, like I said, if that's your cup of tea, I mean, definitely go over there. Like I said, you can see that I'm subscribed and got the notification bell pushed. So let's see, is anything really going to go on there or outside the White House or...
You know, I think they ought to protest, the White House, being racist and, being white, the White House.
Yeah.
I think it's probably Black Lives Matter or something like that.
Don't give them any ideas. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm letting you all decide. Again, as you can see, the number is to call in is right above me, going up across the screen, top of the screen, 817-818-5234. Call in, let me know what you think on the candidates, the issues, the election, or if you don't even want to talk about that, I mean, let me know what you think. I've had 2 people in here at one time. I don't see anybody in now. But like I said, I'm covering a lot of stuff. Call into the show. Let me know what you think on everything. So let's get back over to... and I'll be checking throughout the night with News Now Fort Worth. See if anything's going on there. But let's go back over... Oh, let me mute the sound here. Let me go back over to Always Broadcasting Crap. And see... Oops.
1953, that's about 68 years. And I can tell you, George, again, this is that Senate seat that belonged to John McCain. His wife, Cindy, endorsed Joe Biden. But the voters we spoke with throughout Arizona here over the past couple days didn't care much about any of the endorsements.
Whit Osmond, thanks very much. Let's go to Cecilia Vega. 2 big issues in Arizona, COVID and its impact on the Latino community.
COVID impacted on the Latino community, and of course we've been talking about this for so long now. This is a community that has been hit disproportionately hard. Some experts say that this is a community that has been devastated by...
Yeah, I mean, like, the convid is racist. It's going after people of color. Yeah, that's it. I'm surprised they don't say that.
Transportation is always challenging in this time of coronavirus. But thank you for joining us virtually here this evening so that I can praise you for retaining our House Democratic majority. Under your leadership, Madam Chair, we have held the House, and now after all the votes are counted, we'll see how much better we will do than that. We are in a situation where some of the states have just said we're not counting anymore until tomorrow morning, and of course the West Coast has not chimed in yet, so there's more to come. Our race this time was all about health care. This was Vote Your Health. We had that in the last election.
Okay. See, she's already declaring victory. Like I said, a lot of people, like she said, little bits of truth sprinkled in there that a lot of states are not going to continue counting until tomorrow. I mean, you think this is going to be decided not tonight? No. Because they're like, no, who do we put in office? They're not like, let's look at the ballots and how many people voted. No, they're like, who can we put in the White House? Who can we pay off enough to, let's say, destroy America, basically. Again, I'll let you all decide on that. Again, the number to call in is scrolling across the screen up at top. Let's see. Let's go over here real quick. Just to see, they're going over the governor's race. But let's see.
Victory in the House tonight. Democrats will retain control of the House. The city of Vegas, sorry about that. We interrupted you. Finish your thought on Arizona.
Thank you, George. I appreciate that. We were talking about COVID and the impact on Latino communities. And as we've seen in polling heading into today, COVID is among the top issues of concern as Latinos head to the polls, as well as the economy and healthcare. But what we saw time and time again from President Trump in multiple visits to this state, and he made very many, and this campaign, the Trump campaign particularly, was heavily focused on Arizona. This is a state they do want to win. They were focused, one of the messages that they kept hitting over and over again was immigration because of the state's location along the border there. And he talked about the wall repeatedly and repeated the mistruth that Mexico is paying for the wall. Mexico is not paying for the wall. American citizens are paying for the wall. And as we've seen in the polling...
Like I said, remember when he said that Mexico's going to pay for the wall? Who's paying for the wall? We are, with our taxes. But do you all see that? I don't see anybody going again. Like I said, all that, like stuff like this, all this stuff they're talking about is because of this Operation Mockingbird. They're repeating the same lie over and over just so you all believe it. But again, I'll let you all decide on that. Let's go back over here. And I don't want to hear what they have to say, but right now. But like I said, they're already saying they called the race and these. I mean, Washington, D.C., we already knew it was going to go for Biden. And like I said, do you really want a ruler over your life? Let's go back over to news now, Fort Worth, see what's happening. But do you really want somebody to rule over your life? Or why do you want to enforce your force of tyranny onto somebody else? That's why I'm not voting. That's why I don't trust the Republicans. That's why I don't trust the Democrats. I don't trust any politician. Because I mean, that's been another issue right here with the flag upside down, but that is a sign of distress that this country is in distress. But again, like I said, I'll let you make up your mind. Tell me what you think. Like I said, the phone lines are open. The chat is open. You can call in. You can pop in the chat. Let me know you're watching. And this is definitely going to be big in the next couple hours. And I'm not going to live stream all night. I'm only going to live stream till 11 because I do need to get some sleep. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. But I do want to hear your thoughts. And if you're watching this stream, this video, after I'm done with the stream, do not call the number unless it says live, because that number goes directly to my phone. It's not my personal number, but it's my business number, but it does go to my phone. So please do not call that number unless it says live. And got something in my but it's been a long day already. But like I said, the number scrolling across the top screen there, call in, let me know what you think about the election, what's going on, everything like that. Let's see. Like I said, I'll be checking out through the remainder time of being live with News Now Fort Worth and see if anything goes on. So let's mute that. And let's go back over here. And
independents, we're seeing this tonight, the breakdown. Joe Biden leading among independents in the national exit polls, 55-40. And among women in the country, Joe Biden, 56% to Donald Trump's 43%. We look at men, 49% Donald Trump, 48% Joe Biden. And what we're seeing so far in these states with such close races is that not only is the country divided, but many of these key battleground states are divided right down the middle.
No question about that, Martha. It's COVID something.
We're all divided instead of united. We're all fighting amongst each other. Team Red versus Team Blue. Mask versus no mask. All this stuff. Racist versus social justice. I mean, they want us fighting amongst each other, so we don't see the real issue, such as, like I talked about, the Federal Reserve. The IMF, the IRS. Let's go back to look at some more things. Like I talked about COVID here. Oh, shit, I said that word. The convids. Let's talk about, let's see another issue that is big. Gun control, because that's going to be a big issue no matter who wins. But the question is, should there be more restrictions on the current process of purchasing guns? Any restrictions on guns violates the Second Amendment. What does the Second Amendment say? Hold on, I'm going to pull that up so y'all can see. But the right to own and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, yeah, like I said, just pull this up here so y'all can see it right here. Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But yet, here, they're talking about more restrictions on purchasing a gun, which is, and it's right down the middle, 50-50. 7% yes, requires strict background checks, psychological testing, and training. I mean, okay, let me see what I got a post for here, a comment on Facebook. Okay, so somebody said, because I posted, I think everyone's watching mainstream media rather than my coverage of the election. And one person said, we're busy shining our guns, too concerned with the elements at play. But see, everybody's focusing on the left versus right paradigm, rather than the real issue, which is the Federal Reserve, the central banking cartel. Let's see. But 7% say yes to stricter background checks. 1% yes, and ban all guns from public use. I mean, really, obviously they never read the 10 Amendments of the Constitution, which number 2 says shall not be infringed. That's an infringement of the Second Amendment. 0% yes, but only closing the gun show loophole. So nobody really said anything on that. 6% no, only for criminals and the mentally ill. Criminals are going to get guns regardless. If they take away all the guns, the criminals are still going to find a way to get the weapons. They're going to find a way to get the guns, knives, everything. But the Second Amendment covers all that. If somebody like myself has a gun, I'm more prepared to defend myself, because when seconds count, police are minutes away. Like that shooting at the church, like 5 miles away from where I live. A parishioner there that had carried a gun and was part of the security force for that church, killed the shooter before he killed any more people. He killed 2, but he killed that criminal before he could have killed that whole congregation. And the police were minutes away. It was like 6 seconds. So the criminals are going to get the guns regardless. The mentally ill might still get the guns regardless. 2% no, only for assault weapons. What do you think assault weapons are? They're all kinds of weapons. Hell, I'm trained in mixed martial arts and Taekwondo. I can kill a man with 1 punch. Do you think that's an assault weapon? Yes, it is an assault weapon. Do you want to ban my hands and feet? Do you want to ban somebody that is a black belt that's trained to do all this stuff? I mean, I'm not black belt, but do you want to ban Chuck Norris or Steven Seagal because they're trained to hurt somebody really bad or kill them? Anything can be an assault weapon. So this whole thing of like the AR-15s being assault weapons, you've done lost your mind if you think those are just the assault weapons. They're not military-style rifles. Trust me, I've been in the military. I know. Yeah, a lot of people say, well, who needs 30 rounds to kill a deer? I've heard that argument. And we don't need 30 rounds to kill a deer. We need 30 rounds to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government that we have right now. 2% no, but increased penalties for gun-related crimes. I mean, you should be charged if you're going to kill somebody, but don't push it onto everybody else. And then 1% no, and the government should pass a national stand your ground law. Again, like I said, gun laws are nothing but Constitution trampling things. So let's listen in here.
In the country. Has anything surprised you tonight?
I mean, obviously Miami-Dade County in Florida, and the big question is that indicative of a polling error in other parts of the country, or is it isolated to South Florida? The fact that Biden has won New Hampshire, for example, might make you say, well, actually it's part of Florida, maybe not part elsewhere. The fact that Arizona looks okay for Biden. So look, it's going to be a long night. I think we're in a scenario now where we're talking about this might take days to get resolved.
Again, I would love to hear your
how much
thoughts.
is that an isolated incident in Florida versus
if you
a
want
national polling problem kind of like we saw in 2016?
Yeah, and we still don't know what the
real quick. So. Or turn it down.
We expect to see millions of votes.
Let me know what you think. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching this afterwards, after the fact, because you're probably watching mainstream media, let me know in the comments down below. And as I say that, also make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I do go live. So, we're going to watch this a little bit longer. I'm going to go back over to News Now Fort Worth, because I want to see if anything is happening outside the White House.
At the beginning of the night, we'll say it again right now. We have to have patience. We have to wait until all the votes are counted. We know it's going to take some time to count the votes in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin. It is looking increasingly clear that we are not going to know who the next president of the United States will be tonight, and we're just going to have to be patient as we go through this process in the coming hours and perhaps the coming days. Let's take another look at the state of Georgia.
Like I said, it's going to be a while before we know anything, who they decide to select for president. All right, so let's see what's going on News Now.
Pretty boring crowd also.
Yeah, people are saying the crowd seems calm despite the fact that election results so far show that Trump is winning. But some, like, always broadcasting crap and saying that Biden's winning. I mean, they all have an agenda. It's all part of Operation Mockingbird. Let's see. Trump won. Again, like
don't forget
I said,
to like or don't.
Trump won. Biden won.
But it would be appreciated.
They all won except for us. The American people lost because we're not facing the real issue, which is, like I said, let's calm there, and it probably will be calm for a couple of days. I don't think it's going to get rowdy tonight unless something strange happens. But yeah, like I said, go over to News Now Fort Worth. Make sure that you like, subscribe. As you can see, I'm already subscribed, and hit that notification bell. Let them know that Talking Tonight sent you. It put out a lot of great content. The other person I'm promoting, because he pretty much woke me up to a lot of stuff that, a lot of stuff that's going on, and he's actually sent me over to News Now Fort Worth. But Brian over at High Impact TV, like I say, he's got a lot of good videos out there, and they're definitely worth a watch. Matter of fact, let's play this since we're talking about Trump and Biden and everything like that. Let's see, darn ad. Because this is interesting. Skip trial. All right, so let's get to unmute this. I think he's promoting that. All right, so let's get right here in the video, because he's promoting this solar cooker.
Drinking water. My link for your massive discount is in the description below. Now let me ask you a question before I show you the next frame right here.
All right, now that is BLM. I don't want to mention their name too much because it could take down my channel, but or worse. But they're blocking traffic. Bravo Lima Mike. Let's put it that way. Yes, that's a lot of terminology from my military days. But they're blocking traffic. And before you think, well, that's all they do is cause chaos and anarchy. Well, anarchy just literally means no rulers. So learn the meaning of it. But they're causing chaos.
I'm going to play this. These are BLM protesters blocking off the Seattle highway back in June of 2020. Check this out. Halting progress. They are so freaking brain dead and so inconsiderate. They call themselves progressive. How is it progressive to block off traffic? I know we've all seen this.
They wouldn't want it done to themselves. But yet they're going to do it to everybody else. They're just causing chaos and mayhem. But again, like I said, just wait. You think it's just them. You think it's BLM. You think it's Antifa. Well, guess what?
But I want to play this to make a point. Because you know why I'm against this? Because this is wrong. This is wrong. What if somebody had to go to work? What if there's an emergency and somebody had to get to the hospital? These people have no right to impede the free travel of anybody on this highway. These are BLMers right here. I'm against this, not because they're BLMers. I'm against this because this action right here infringes on the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of other people.
Exactly. Like I said, think about it. They're impeding all this traffic to where they can't get through. Just real quick, I wanted to check something. But like I said, it's not just them. You'll see that in a
roadway. Standing in a roadway. And you know what? Back in June of 2020, when a Republican saw this, they were completely against it for the exact same reasons that I'm telling you I'm against it. Because it's brain dead, it's inconsiderate, it's stupid, it halts progress, you're doing to others what you wouldn't want done to you. And this traffic was backed up for miles and miles and miles until they made these people move. Now check this out.
Now, like I said, you think that, but like he said, Republicans were all against that. But watch this. Watch this.
Same thing is happening. I'm going to play this. Now the Trump people are doing it. But the Trump people are okay with it now because it's Trump people doing it. See, they don't care. People who are in the left versus right paradigm lie do not have the capacity to stand on principle. They let this kind of thing blind them because people are waving Trump flags, because people are voting for Trump. This is vehicle convoy shuts down the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey. And this is...
Like I said, it's a double standard. My evil is better than your evil. Like I said, the lesser of two evils, it's still evil.
The only place they shut down, I think there's a couple, there were a couple major arteries, major roadways that were shut off because of all these Trump flag waving idiots. The BLMers were idiots. It's stupid. It's what BLM and Antifa did was stupid, inconsiderate, and downright antithetical to true liberty and freedom and the pursuit of happiness. And I'm saying the same thing about these people. But when you're on Team Trump, when you're drinking the red Kool-Aid or the blue Kool-Aid, you cannot see through this because you're okay with immorality as long as it's your group that's doing it. And that is the danger and
and that's the thing that a lot of us lost is morality. We lost common sense. We lost the ability to think. So like I said, I mean, tell me what you think. Again, I'm going to be live for another 10 minutes more talking about this. And then I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes talking about what I got coming up Saturday. Get back into my normal topics. No more politics for a while after tonight. But again, if you're watching this after the live stream, do not call in to the show because I will not answer it. But do leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the politicians, the elections, all the stuff that I talked about tonight. Let me know what you think.
Answer the left versus right paradigm lie. And that's why I talk about it so much, because it immerses you into such a cognitively dissonant state. It cements you into your own echo chamber that you cannot see beyond it, and you cannot realize your own hypocrisy and your own utter evil.
Like I said, lesser of two evils is still evil. And like I said, look at all these people waving these flags, blocking roads, but yet they're quick to condemn BLM for doing the same thing. I mean, it's complete hypocrisy. I mean, they're both fighting amongst each other. Like I said, left versus right paradigm, but yet we're fighting amongst each other when we should be fighting that common enemy, which is the central banking cartel. We should be fighting the IRS. They're the politicians. They're the ones, all of them, are the ones that are destroying this country. Taking away our hard-earned dollars to fund the bankers and fill their pocketbooks. Think I'm wrong? Prove me wrong. Like I said, the number up here to call in. Let me know what you think. Or pop in the chat. Let me know you're viewing. Let me know what you think there. I got that open. But I wanted to cover this. Like I said, it's something I normally don't cover a lot of. But I wanted to cover this.
Woo! We shut it down, baby. We shut it down. We shut it down.
Like I said, they're talking about shutting it down. But yet, they're guilty of doing the same thing. I saw something on Facebook earlier where Trump supporters were following and not really chasing down, but kind of blocking a Biden bus, Biden-Harris bus. I mean, the hypocrisy. They wouldn't want it done to them, but they're okay doing it to somebody else. So let's go back over here to Always Broadcasting Crap. Looks like they're in a commercial break. Right now it's got Biden. Faux news is as far as like I said, California, Washington, Oregon, Arizona looks like it went blue. New Mexico went blue. Idaho went red. And Florida went red. But again, all the numbers, they haven't chosen who they want to be the master over you. So, like I said, blue, blue, blue. Idaho went red and Florida went red. Arizona, New Mexico. Okay, so like I said, I was just coloring in my map and everything like that. But again, like I said, they're pretty much destroying this country. Let's see what's happening on news now. It looks like they went off the air. I guess nothing was happening outside of Washington, D.C. And I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. But going back over here, not that one. This one from High Impact TV, like I said, go over to this channel. Make sure you like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. As you can see, I'm already subscribed to his channel. Like I said, he woke me up to a lot of the stuff that I didn't know was going on. And if you open your mind to other avenues of speech rather than what you're told by mainstream media, then your eyes might be actually open. I mean, I don't watch any news except for when I'm covering stuff like this to hear the bullshit coming out of their mouth. But like I said, I will, anything that he puts out, I don't automatically believe it. I research it, I check it, and be like, okay. Or if there's video, I mean, I can judge for myself seeing this video that they blocked off people's progress because they wanted to make a statement, just like BLM did right here. I mean, come on, we're fighting amongst do a Joe Biden there. Come on, man. Sorry, I had to do that. But I mean, we're fighting amongst each other rather than fighting the common enemy, which is the Federal Reserve, the central bankers, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the J.P. Morgans, the Carnegies, which I don't think the Carnegies are really much into this anymore, but the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the J.P. Morgans. I mean, they're the ones that run the central banking cartel. They're the ones who decide who's going to be president, not us, not me, not you, not nobody. We don't get to decide that. This is all an illusion. And like George Carlin said, you have to be asleep to believe it, the American dream. Because if you're not asleep, then you're like myself that's woken up to the bullshit. If you're believing stuff coming out of all these broadcasting crap or faux news or the Communist News Network or any mainstream media, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You're believing the lie. But again, I'm going to leave that there. So we got about 2 more minutes. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes to leave the phone lines open if you want to call in. Again, the number is scrolling up here above my head to call in and let me know what you think. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to mention what I got coming up for Saturday and, of course, the rest of the month. And for shows and everything like that. So, like I said, this ain't going to get decided tonight. There's no way it's going to get decided tonight. But, like I said, I want to know what you think. Call, leave a message in the chat while I'm live. Do not call the number after I'm not live streaming because I will not answer it. Because that number is only for this show, nothing else. It's not a personal number, it's a business number. So do not call it. And like I said, if you're watching afterwards, leave a comment down below. All the links for what I've talked about tonight are in the description. I think the only thing I didn't put in the description was, where is it? Like this, or CNN's website, because you can all look up that yourselves. So I didn't put that in, but let's hear what you have to say.
We just don't have anything coming in on that yet. So let's go back to Wisconsin. Deb Roberts, I want to go to you in Wisconsin right now. What are you hearing about the possibility of when the count will be continued there and when it will be finished?
George, I got to tell you, there's good news, bad news. The good news is it seems to be going very well. All of those absentee mail-in ballots, about 2 million of them, they're being processed very well. The Wisconsin Election Commission head, Megan Wolf, said that they're processing very well. But then she said she probably will give another news conference about 11:30 in the morning. So I'll probably be here right on time for Good Morning America. Now, the one thing that is sort of...
Like I said, they're not going to decide this tonight. And I say they as in the people that really run this country. Like I said, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the J.P. Morgans, the central banking cartel, the IMF, the Federal Reserve, the IRS. I mean, they all see who gets the money. And that's who who's going to follow their money trail. They're basically there with a fishing pole with bills on the end of the line, and they're just reeling it in to them who's going to follow that. So we don't get to decide. It's just an illusion. So I'm going to leave it there. Take off the call-in number, because I don't think anybody's going to call in. But let's take off this. Leave the chat open right now. Let's take that. Again, like I said, this has been a special presentation, election night coverage, and everything like that. So we're going to be back to our normal Talk in the Night topics starting this Saturday. Because, I mean, I'm a general topic type of person show. I talk about everything. I don't hold anything back. So this Saturday, we're going to be talking about time travel. Is it possible? Can we travel in time? Like Back to the Future or many other things. Like I said, we're going to be talking about that, the Philadelphia experiment, Montauk Project, all that good stuff. Then come the 21st, or no, the 14th, I'm sorry. Got to get to the 14th before we get to the 21st. 14th, I'm going to be talking about veterans issues and stuff like that. I'm going to try and get a guest on. I'm working on that, trying to get guests for the show and everything like that. But I'm going to try and get a guest on the show for the 14th of this month as we talk about veterans issues and veterans topics. So we're doing a veterans special on the 14th. Because I'm not going to do anything on the 11th but fill my belly with free food. So I don't got time to live stream. Although I might take videos here and there of things going on as I'm going around getting all that free food. So this Saturday, time travel, is it possible? The 14th is going to be veteran special, maybe a guess. I don't know yet. The 21st, we're going to be talking about dating in the digital age in the time of COVID. I mentioned that again. The C virus. Lot to bleep out. We're going to be talking about that. Dating in the time of the digital age and everything like that. Then Thanksgiving weekend, I'm not going to be live, so y'all can enjoy with your family. Although I am going to have that Saturday night a pre-recorded show on the history of Thanksgiving. So hopefully you enjoyed that show if you get a chance to watch it. So that's all that I got for tonight. It's 11 o'clock. I want to head out of here. And I want to thank anybody that viewed this channel. If you viewing this later, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I go live. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the stream, the video, and everything like that if you're watching later. Again, do not call the number because I will not answer. It's a business line, so I only answer it when I'm live and when I post the number, of course. So, until Saturday night when we talk about time travel, is it possible? I shall see you on the dark side. Good night from Talking the Night. Late at night, darkness has fallen. Turn on the radio, and you hear him talking. Listening to what he has to say, all about paranormal and all of the things. When he sounds off, you can hear